Cybernation Uncensored.
We are live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first official session of Coyote and Crow. My name is Logan and Boese, and I will be your story guide for the evening. I hope everyone is feeling great. Currently, I have 3 of my 4 players with me, and I will go ahead and let them introduce themselves, starting with our wonderful tech person, Bo.
Hello, everyone. I'm just double checking that I put my mic in this time. I did. Hello, my name is Bo. I use they, them pronouns, and you can find me all over the internet at Dorky Teacher, except for on Twitch, where it is just Dorky Teacher. Yeah, that's me. Also, I will be playing Kichika, who also
There we
uses their,
go.
them pronouns, who is Path of the Crow. I think that's everything, right? Anything else? Probably not.
Nope. Let's
That's
throw it
Frankie?
over to yes.
Oh, awesome. Hello, I am Mistress Winter, she, her. And tonight I will be playing Nethan, she, her as well, who is Path of the Fox and a healer. I'm really looking forward to this. You can find me on most social medias at gmistresswinter.
That would leave me. Hi, I'm Casper, they, them, and I am at wolfgirl2525 legit everywhere. And today I am not playing a wolfy character. I am playing Zizi, who is Path of the Raccoon, which is just a tiny little trash panda.
Trash Panda!
You got the grabby hands?
Yes.
Stupid little hands.
And a cybernetic raccoon named Tops.
Yes.
I apologize if I make them malfunction.
Oh.
And I am your story guide, Logan Bose. I can be found at Akichiwe on Twitter, Logan Bose on Instagram. I rarely use Twitter, and missing from us at the moment, but hopefully might join us later, is the lovely Jamie. I don't remember their social handles right now. But tonight we will be playing, and I will be running What's the Damage, or The Price of Honesty, depending on which version you look at. It is a story written by yours truly, and I hope you're all going to enjoy it. With that, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Fantastic. So we will open with just a quick reminder about Cahokia. It is a nation state that sits kind of alone in the Freelands. It is nominally the capital, but mostly it is essentially the trading port of the entire country. The entire continent, I should say, rather, because there are at least 5 different nations. And we are taking place in Moccasin, an America that was never colonized, so calling it America even of itself is kind of a misnomer. And today marks a very special day, not in everyone's life, but in the lives of at least our players here. It doesn't start out that way. It starts out with some interesting construction. And when I say interesting, I really mean just sort of run of the mill, because the sound of construction equipment hums throughout the building. It's the exact same as every other day they've been renovating until there is a shriek of surprise. And as such things occur, a crowd gathers around this shriek. For what was initially supposed to be, as per the blueprints, a solid wall gave way, revealing a very large hole with a wizened old skeleton sitting in the back, covered in rags and the very slight remnants of flesh. There's a hush and then a flurry of stampeding activity as someone shouts, "Call the constables, call the constables." None of the residents needed to see this. All the workmen hurry to keep them inside. But then again, they didn't need to see it either. What follows is hard to describe because what should be a relatively simple case, normally murders are dealt with by the Suyata, rough equivalent federal marshals. But in this case, because the constables were the ones called, they're the ones who want to take a look at the body. That's holding things up. More specifically, something else is causing this to be a very different sort of investigation, in that, for reasons that have not been made aware to the public, the prime suspect, and this leaks pretty quickly because it does deal with celebrity, and we all know how much celebrity affects even in the land of Cahokia and Moccasin. A comedian named Ischa is fingered as the prime suspect. How this gets out, no one is willing to say. That's not the important part. What is important is that as soon as it does hit the streets, it explodes through Cahokia. Everyone's talking about it because this man is roughly equivalent to George Carlin, and he's the voice of a generation. Everybody knows him. Everyone's grandmother knows him. Everyone likes him. He does nothing but good. He donates to causes. He helps make sure the social programs for Cahokia run smoothly. He is, as anyone will tell you, not the sort of person to do this. So it makes it very strange that somebody wants to blame him for it. Now, to begin, I would like to ask each of you what you were doing when you heard the news. And let's start with Nathan.
I imagine that I was working on a ceremony for one of my clients. We had a passing in a family, and I am heading up their funereal rites. And I heard the news, and it troubles me greatly, as the celebrity in question has always been someone who I've respected and has brought joy to people's lives, which is something that I try to do. So I respect him as a colleague.
Ah, colleague. Why a colleague?
Because laughter, in a way, is healing.
And in Cahokia, it is very definitely considered a part of the healing process. The very best of comedians perform in hospitals, and Ishta is very definitely one of the best. Remind everyone what Nathan does again.
I am a life doula. So I head up, or I'm kind of like a midwife slash mortician in a way. I try to see people into the life and then see them out, both physically and spiritually.
Very important role indeed. Kichika, where were you when you heard the story, and how did you react?
Kichika, I was at home. I was in the middle of babysitting my sister, Suyak. And though she believes that, she's a little bit too old to be babysat, someone's got to do it. And I heard the news, and we both kind of recognized the name immediately, because that was the place that we went to. Funny that you should mention it, for healing. After our grandmother had died, they were like instrumental in us finding our way through again.
And you would not be the only ones. Many claim that Isha is one of the city's finest healers. Easy. Or, forgive me, ZZ. Where were you when you heard the news?
I was in the middle of a story. I perform on the street, basically with my with tops, projecting as I perform out this great tale. And I was in the middle of a performance, I had the audience hooked and everything, and then someone comes running in and drops the bomb, and I'm like, oh well, my story's over. And I tried to rush over and try and figure out what I am I rushed over as soon as I could to try and eavesdrop and catch any details of what happened. And so I'm in the middle of the crowd of looky-loos, trying to be but
Well, there are
tiny.
indeed. At least at this point, it's not so large a crowd by the time you get there, because the constables do a fairly good job of clearing the street, and no one can see anything. It's inside of a communal lodge. So no one's managed to get through the door, but there is quite a crowd. There is Mirling, and you will hear several rumors floating throughout. You hear someone say that the whole thing's a practical joke. It's Ishta having a laugh on the whole community, and it's gone a bit too far. You hear that the victim in question isn't dead. He left so he didn't have to deal with the pressure of running that construction business of his. You also hear that Ishta's not particularly worried, that he is going to go on with his performance in the Nabanamo district tonight like nothing happens. Now, this is strange, primarily because while the Nabanamo is very prominently a source for nightlife, after you start performing in hospitals, that's typically all you do, because that's when it's thought that you graduate from entertainer to healer. And while it's not necessarily that you're better than performing in such venues, it's that society always has a need for more healers. More entertainers, there's always somebody willing to work the clubs, but healers are special. So the fact that Ishta is doing this is noteworthy. But you will also hear, each of you, through one way or another, either through contacts or your parents or friends or just the people in the crowd, that while Ishta himself is not concerned, he is happy. He is willing to hire investigators on his own to put the fans' mind at ease. that anybody who would like can get in touch and then come visit him essentially in his green room before the show.
And I shall do just that. Once I'm finished with my ceremony prep and have it laid out as I wish, I will make my way to the Obanamo and head backstage, straighten my vestments and give a gentle rap at the door.
You find that when you arrive, you are not the only one there, Nathan. There are several others, though only a very few of you have actually been let through. Several other people have been denied for various reasons, one of whom was simply too old, one of whom was too young. There was a 12-year-old who thought to aid the investigation.
Oh, the spirit of youth.
Who is left, however, are other individuals whom I will let describe themselves now.
Real quick, can I just say that I went there with my sister, and my sister was the one that wanted to go help?
By all means.
I look over at the 12-year-old and immediately straighten up because I'm like, I'm 16, but I'm small for my age. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm totally old enough to help. With my shaved head and like half shaved head and like one braid. Their outfit is pretty like pretty thrown together, but there's like certain they've got a data pad on their arm that connects to tops, and there's paint. Tops is painted on with markings that match mine. So it's like, that is my cybernetic raccoon. Please don't break him. Kind of.
When you enter, they definitely give the raccoon something of a look. It's service dogs, service animals aren't unheard of. Even raccoons are fairly common pets, but Tops is strange, even for a raccoon. Normally, they're not half metal, you understand. But nobody seems to want to stop you. And when you arrive, you find Nathan and Kichika's sister Suya.
Yeah. Kichika, you would see them. They are about, I'm going to say they're about 5'12". 5'12", that's 6 feet. 6 feet in height. And they're wearing kind of this it seems very like there's a lot of layers going on in this outfit. They've got like some bright colors on underneath, but then there's kind of fades out into like this dark long cloak like material on the outside. Their sleeves are rolled up, and you can see this kind of glowing tattoo of a moon with kind of pricks of stars around it on their left arm. And they are wearing some banging shoes. It's like these black shoes with kind of a bit of a heel with a metal tip to the end of it. Like they look very stylish and a little out of place with the rest of the outfit, but they're very nice shoes. Their hair is like all kinds of disheveled, and like they look like they don't know how to do their hair at all. They seem focused on other things. Notably devoid of anything technological on their person.
Hey, Chica, is that you? Oh, you
Yes.
have grown.
Hi, Nathan. What did Nathan's shoes look like? Out of
No.
curiosity.
They're going to be very simple, very practical, so very padded and uh, good for long walks, long periods of standing, stuff like that. So not very fashionable. The rest of her, she's clad in various garments and has this decorative shawl that has these swirling designs meant to represent the spiritual world and such to denote her occupation.
Yeah, you'd see Kichika's eyes kind of linger on the shoes a little bit and then go up and continue with the very excited hello. Yeah, of course I've gotten bigger. I mean, the last time we really spent any time together was I was a baby.
Yes, that's what happens when I help bring you into this world. So it is good to see that you seem to be doing well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just here to help, honestly. My sister wants to help too, but they're saying she's too young. Honestly, I don't see what the problem is.
Oh, who is your sister?
Oh, Suyak. Did you not
Oh,
did you not help her into
that was not me, unfortunately. I did not have the pleasure.
well, she's a bit of a rascal.
It is wonderful to meet you, Suya.
She's like
And
hiding. Very shy.
it is okay. Uh, there's no harm meant here. And who are you, dear?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm Zizi. You can call me Zizi. This is
Nice to meet you, Zizi. That is a fine companion you have there.
Yeah. I made him myself.
Wow, very accomplished you are already, and you seem not very. Don't have many years on you yet.
I'm older than I look. I'm 16. So yeah, I'm old enough to help, right? Right?
Are you?
Of course you are. I'm sure that you have a great many skills.
Well, yeah. And like you see ZZ like start digging around. They have like a utility belt full of like cosplay things and recording devices. So there's like a pocket that has like notebook like paper coming out, and like masks are all on one side, and they're like, yeah, trying to show you all of the things that they made.
Oh my, that is so many contraptions. I wonder how busy and loud those things can be.
I'm I don't know about loud, but they help me tell my stories. So, I
Are you a
forgot what I was looking
storyteller?
of sorts.
Well, I would love to hear one of your stories sometime. But perhaps there is another story that we should be more intrigued by.
That's why I'm here. And they like whip out notepad and like like they're ready to go.
Very
When
good.
the introductions are finished, the individual, fairly large one, anybody who's seen in this world a bouncer knows exactly the kind of person I'm talking about, is standing there, and if you are prepared, all of you but the child can speak with Isja. I will keep an eye on her.
And your name is?
My name is Nozud.
No. Okay. I kind of like crouch down. Suyak is fully 12, like very much like old enough to take care of herself. Shy, but old enough to take care of herself. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna stay with Nuzuk now, and they're gonna take care of you, okay?
Nozud gets down on one knee. I will take care of you. And he holds out a big hand. He doesn't interpose himself on her space. He just holds it out and waits for Suya to essentially like come to him. And after that, he will start asking her questions. Are you in school? What are you learning? Things of that nature. When you enter the green room, for such as what it is, the dressing room, whatever you prefer, it might have a different name, but it's still the space where performers get ready. It's a wide circular area. In the center, there is a big carpet. It is multicolored. It is beautifully done. Between you and Ishja himself is a rack of clothes. When he hears someone enters, he leans his head around. Welcome, Kola. Welcome. I'm so pleased that you accepted my invitation tonight. And as he comes around, each of you will notice, first off, that he is unclothed. This is not unusual. There is no taboo against nudity in Cahokia. And he is very obviously just getting prepared for his show tonight. Now, I'm sorry to bring you into this. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, even if I wish that I could meet each of you under better circumstances. You see, I've been accused of a wrongdoing that I did not do. A man I once lived beside, a man with whom I have had disagreements, is dead. Sakari was a very unpleasant man. I will not hesitate to say this. He was a very cruel man, in fact, but I did not murder him. Already some begin to whisper that I have done this deed. I am not concerned. However, for the people who care about me, for my fans, for the people for whom worry on my behalf, I must ask you, Kola, will you look into this for me? Will you help me set their minds at ease? I would be very grateful indeed. The word Kola is important. It is a word in the Chahi trade language that means not just friends, but cherished friends, treasured friends. There's connotations of, it's a very intimate friendship.
It would be an honor to assist in unveiling the truth of this poor man's demise, and to help, if in that truth reveals your innocence, we would like to preserve that.
He looks to each of the two of you as well.
Oh,
I'm here
yeah.
for a good story, so yeah.
Anything for you, honestly. I mean, after everything you've done for me, yeah, I'll be happy to help.
How have I helped you?
Well, with your performances, they
I remember you. Your grandmother. I am sorry. I know that you loved her very much. He will put an arm on your shoulder, and if you'll accept it, he will give you a gentle, warm hug. And it is good to see that you are well, that you have smiled again. How fares your sister?
She's doing good. She's outside with news, and she wanted to help too, but they said that she was too young.
I do not know what will become of. You must at least be the age of majority for this, I think. I would hate to have something happen to someone young.
And
for me.
so 16 is old enough We're
I
good with
was
that?
going to say they are barely over that line, if nothing else.
16 is enough to have the Adonity.
Hmm.
It's enough to have been through the rite of passage. If you've got the markings, that's what happened. You're an adult, at least as far as society goes.
Fair enough.
I'm old enough, thank you.
Jeez, you're a
got this.
child.
And you're tall. Your point?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. You seem. I mean, listen, your raccoon's real cool.
Thank you.
Just, I'm a little concerned at your lack of experience. Is all.
How many murders have you solved?
None. But I
Level
want
playing
to be
field.
here, so
I wouldn't
Does-
have come if I didn't want to be here.
That-
So
Kijiga, I think that you should quit while you are still even, anyway.
what? Listen, I think it's a relevant question. She's really young, or sorry, they're really young.
They needed some way to gain this life experience that you have, and what better way than to put their skills to good use?
yeah, I got skills.
Uh,
High fives, the raccoon.
Fair enough, I suppose.
You've clearly been through the Adonity, my young friend, but I will double check that you feel you are old enough. I would hate to place this burden upon you if you would prefer it not.
I will. They have a spirit about them, and I will vouch for their participation in this investigation.
Isha will turn to you and he will bow his head. He looks like he might be about your age, but then I will listen to you, honored elder.
Thank you. Now, if you have a few moments, maybe we can ask some questions about this man and your relationship with him, and maybe we can find a place to start.
Of course, I will do whatever I can to help.
First off, what was his name?
Sakati, if the reports are to be believed, or I should say the rumors.
And you said you lived alongside him.
Yes.
In what capacity?
We live together at the communal lodge. He will give the address. It is a place for those without families. It is a place for those whose families have gone to the far side camp. It is a place for those who do not necessarily have families through circumstance, disease, or a war. Yes, Anisi, you would be very familiar with these.
Yep. I was like, So yeah, been there.
It is a place for people who have not been adopted into a society or another family to live in the interim.
Sorry, I don't mean to intrude. Are you still living there? Do you need somewhere to stay?
No,
room.
my friend, I have not lived there for many years. Part of why this is laughable and not in a way that I prefer. But I do appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah.
Do the constabulary have some particular evidence against you that would lead them to believe that you committed this crime?
One would assume, but I'm afraid I can't speak to that. In truth, the only reason that I asked for somebody willing to help was because there are people who are very upset for this on my behalf, and this will pass, I think, but...
So what is your interest in it? It can't be simply just to quiet those who may rabble rouse.
It is not that I believe my fans would rabble rouse. It is that their hearts are not at peace. I'm a healer. I want to make people feel better. At the end of this, I hope that you will be able to find that there was nothing done, and you can point the constabulary in that direction, that you can put people's minds at ease.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to laugh at a guy's jokes if he's like wanted for committing murder.
That is true. That is true.
So, okay. So if it wasn't you, because of course it wasn't you, do you know how well do you know Sakati? Like, do you know if maybe there was like someone else that could have, do you know of anyone that might have had a reason to hurt them?
He and I were never close, I'm afraid, but I will say again, he was not a kind man.
Do you know any of his like the top 10 list of people who really didn't like him?
Or maybe what his proclivities were.
I would hesitate to say. I don't feel it is my place, especially to speak ill of those who have passed.
But speaking the truth is not speaking ill.
When a gentleman was as unpleasant as Sakari, it is indeed.
Really bad guy.
I know that he was in business with someone.
Business. Okay.
I should say no more. If anybody wants more information, feel free to make a coercion check at this point.
And I don't.
Yeah, I want to know. I'm gonna ask.
Go for it.
Or a charm or coercion, depending on how direct you're going to be about it.
Okay.
Very, very direct coercion.
Coercion.
Go for it. I will follow up with charm if that ends up not getting the information we need.
I was gonna do the same, but I'll help.
Oh no! Hey, go for it. If what you got?
So coercion of 4, so 4 die, correct? I'm just making sure.
Yes. And coercion, and then you have 4 ranks in coercion, right?
I have 1 rank in coercion total with my stats. Makes
Okay.
it 4.
Then yes. That means you can choose the higher of the related stats, roll it. Your difficulty this time is a standard success number 8.
Okay. So after rolling, I got a 9, an 8, a 2, and a 7. So that means 2 successes, correct?
Mm-hmm. I know that he was in business with someone. I know no more than that. I imagine that if he was unpleasant to his employees, he could not have been more pleasant to the people he used to work with, rather.
Do you know what kind of business?
Yes, he ran a construction company.
That then is an ironic end.
We know like the name of this construction company.
Was it the same construction company where he died?
The name of the construction company was it was Ton Ross.
For my own curiosity, where were you on the night that Sakati died?
I have no idea. I have not spoken to the man in 10 years.
I don't know. That seemed like a standard question to ask. I assumed that we all knew when he died. Was it yesterday? Who knows?
You've been
Very
watching
little.
too many crime dramas.
Very little information has broken to the city at large, only
Right.
that it has happened, and for some reason the constables suspect him.
Okay.
Hmm. And perhaps our best lead would be to talk to his partners at the company.
Or we could sneak into the company under cover of darkness and, try to find some clues. And
East's eyes get a little bit wide. I might suggest starting with a conversation
that works too.
before we cut to the crimes. I would hate for you to endanger yourselves on my behalf.
And let us not denounce that we may be subverting any kind of law and order.
Right. Got
There
you.
are, if the Suyata yet get involved, there are some very unpleasant ones, I can assure you.
Is there anything else that you think might be relevant to our investigation?
Nothing that I can think of. I have a performance tonight. I'm supposed to be getting ready now, but I am happy to answer any further questions you have at the moment. I will try to answer later, though I think perhaps I will only be available through the Nisi. And the Nisi are the basically the phones, the tablets, they're usually wrist mounted in this world, so a little bit like a Pip-Boy, but with internet access.
Forget, were we assuming that we all had, sorry.
Oh no, go for it.
Were we assuming that we all had one or no?
Everyone has one.
Okay.
Yours
Unless-
is always broken.
Yes, mine is it's like cracked, falling apart.
Yours
sparks
is
coming off of it.
yours is a first or second generation, so yours literally looks like a Pip-Boy. It is that big, that
Massive.
bulky. You look like you could beat someone to death with it because it needs to have as few moving parts as possible.
Yeah, perfect.
Mine's like a 10S.
Perhaps Anisi, would you be willing to relay communications with each
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
we need
absolutely.
to?
Shoots it, like tries to like gets his information. And is like, yeah, see, in my contacts already. We're good.
Very good. Well, have a great performance. I hope it goes well, and we will keep you updated if we find anything of import.
He gives you a little bow and thank you, Mykola. Thank you again for this.
ZZ's going to like slip out. Like ZZ's the first one to leave, and they're not trying to call attention to themselves, so they're just gonna like, okay, cool, and then try and like go back to where the crime scene thing was, if it's close by.
It's actually not far. It's on the edge of the Nabanamo.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So about a 10-minute walk.
just gonna look around there, see if I can see any clues on the like outside. Real
At this
quick.
point, the entire area has been cleared away. It looks like they have relied on word of mouth not spreading, and you were here earlier, so you know which building had the crowd, but there is not one now.
Okay. Is there a guard at the door of this building?
Well, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about your two friends, Kichika and Nathan.
Okay.
Both of you see Nizi leave.
I'm following.
Oh dear. Well, I will do my best to keep up. I'm in the in my line of work, moving quickly has kind of taken a back seat, and I take my time with very many things. So when the youngsters all rush off, I gotta hike up my vestments and try to lengthen my stride a little bit.
In that
You're not
case,
so old that you require a PMV yet, a personal
no, not
motility.
yet. I'm still mobile. Just my lifestyle has been that of contemplation and just slow moving. If I hadn't already been committed to the fox, I might have gone with a sloth or something.
damn. In that case, seeing an easy kind of running off, I'd like want to go, but recognizing that it might take you a minute, I would slow down and walk with you, but like keeping an
Aw.
eye, and kind of like where are they going?
You,
I'm casually walking away. I'm not running.
Okay.
I am leaving you guys behind. No, really. I was like, I'm not used to working with people.
I appreciate the respect, Kichika, but if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on our very energetic friend, that would be helpful.
That's okay. I've no worse than my sister. I'm used to keeping an eye on people who just wander off. I mean, kind of do the same a lot of the time. So I'll stay with you.
Oh, thank you. How have you enjoyed being an older sibling?
Yeah. I mean, I've had 12 years to get used to it. And I'm still not completely used to it. She's loud. Makes just a ton of noise. And has endless questions. But then again, I was the same at her age, and I'm sure I annoyed the heck out of my grandmother. So happy to do the same for her.
I have had several siblings, mostly boys, and I remember when the youngest of them was born, myself and some of my younger brothers about cried because we didn't want another boy. we were told by the doula at the time that it was going to be a girl, and then it came out a boy, and we were just like, oh, why another boy?
You never know. Yeah.
But they anyway, I guess we should be focused.
The Nabanamo district is a hub for trade and an ever-expanding center for the nightlife in Cahokia. No matter the time of day or year, one can always find people out and about on the street. There's a sense of wonder and magic in the air here, one which doesn't fade as you approach the quieter end. You arrive at the former residence of both victim and suspect. Communal lodges such as these are meant for the unluckiest members of society, those who have lost their families and not been adopted into other societies. It's a place for people to go and experience that same sense of family and community that is so crucial in societies like Cahokia. From the street outside, it doesn't appear strange at all, aside from the quiet, subdued feeling that has swallowed the area. One by one, you enter the building, the sound of your footsteps on the bricks seeming almost profane in the heavy silence.
I'm gonna go to the. I'm gonna try. I let ZZ climb off my shoulder, and
Tops.
like, oh yeah, sorry.
Yours easy.
Oops.
Climbing off your own shoulder, kind of difficult.
Yes, I'm crawling off my own shoulder. I'm getting Tops.
All right, Frida.
Tops is gonna go and like sniff out ahead to see if he finds anything interesting. And I'm tracking him on my Nisi. And yeah, I'm just gonna walk around I'm assuming communal lodges all have the same general layout, right?
They don't all have the same general layout, but it's not like more difficult to find your way around one than another. It's a lot like an apartment building. They
Okay.
don't all have the same layout, but they've all kind of got the same parts.
Yeah, so if the showers are over here, that means down the hall, the kitchen's over there, kind of situation. I'm like, all right. And since I'm like, I seem very comfortable figuring out what like the layout of this building as I'm following my raccoon, trying to figure out where the crime took place.
Well, go ahead and either you or your raccoon can roll investigation.
Who's got a better investigate? What? I have a better investigate. I got a 10, a 2, and a 3.
10, a 2, and a 3. So one success.
Plus 1. So at a rank 1, right? Is that right?
No.
Okay, so
What's
I
your
have
investigate? What are your
have-
ranks in investigate?
I have rank 1 and a stat 3.
Rank 1 and a stat 3. So you roll 4 dice.
I did not roll 4 dice. I rolled 3. So let's try that again.
I believe in you.
Yeah, I'll figure this out. I'm so sorry.
It's a
I
brand
didn't
new
mean
system.
to say that as a question.
Oh, that's a lot better. I got 8, 9, 9, 10.
8, 9, 9, 10. Okay. So between you and Tops, Tops is very clearly trying to get into someone's apartment, and you can recognize immediately that Tops is just, smelling food and wants to work the grabby hands, like they're reaching up and pawing at the and you're like, no, not what we need. And then
8, friend.
Tops smells something else and shoots off down a hallway and up a flight of stairs. You find very quickly a man in a constable's uniform standing at the top of the stairs. As you go up, you round a corner and, can I help you?
Hi. I'm looking for my raccoon. Have you seen him?
Tops is squirming.
Ugh, Yeah. Sorry. I don't know how he got in the building. He must have shimmied in. I'm so sorry. Can I have him back? Thank you so much. I told you not to run away. Yeah.
Tops is very annoyed.
Yep. I'm just gonna hold on. I'm gonna like tuck him under my arm and be like, thank you so much. And I'm gonna go back to the older folks.
Can we be like walking in at this moment? And I just call out like, hey, Zizi, be careful. There might be
found Tops.
dangerous things for your raccoon.
Yeah, no. Luckily,
They eat everything.
Yeah, but luckily he was found before he got into anything.
Thank you so much. They love that raccoon. And
Which of you has the better deception?
Oh, me. Then me.
Bow rolls.
got
Kichika
5.
rolls. Yes, but in this scenario, the worst is the
Yeah, okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's a 2 and a 7.
Well, the 7 is one success. So the constable gives you a look. I can't prove it, but that's the look. It's just very clearly you got a reason to be here, or general neighborhood raccoon removal, because I can tell you I've got about 3 in my building that I keep having to chase out. And if one more of my children tries to make one a pet, I'm going to scream.
Here they make good pets.
They can, certainly. Actually, we were here for a particular reason. I would like, if I may, to cleanse the deceased's apartment. It follows that after a passing, especially one so violent, that negative spirits tend to linger. And I would like, if I may, to take this opportunity to cleanse the departed's place of residence.
Can't
It
tell
will-
you which apartment they were in, but make a charm roll.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to hide behind her without looking at the man.
I got a 12 and a 10,
Ah.
and then 2 1s.
So
Less
no
good.
successes.
But
Okay,
I'd still roll the critical on the 12, wouldn't I? No? Okay.
the 1 kills it before it can pop. However, if you didn't have it, that would already count as 3 successes, and then you would re-roll.
Yeah, okay.
But
Bummer.
he looks like he's considering. I will let one of your friends roll to help,
I'll
but
roll to
only
help.
one.
I got 5 in charm.
Over it.
Your success number is going to be a 9.
Cool. I got an 11, but then I also got a 1. And the other ones don't matter. So yeah.
So
I love that
how
for
are,
us.
how are you trying to help?
So I put tops down, and like he starts kind of doing this weird little dance thing to try and get by the guy, and I'm like going along with him, and I'm like, yeah, we gotta go to the place, the apartment, to clean it for the spirits. Follow the raccoon. Yeah.
If you can think of a way to help this, Kichika, I will let you give it a shot, because
Oh, I failed. So I was like, absolutely.
Just,
We're all failing.
listen.
It seems.
Don't mind them, okay? They're still learning. They're so like they're really just they're apprenticing underneath, and I'm just here to keep an eye on them. They're my sister's friend, and like they're really just trying to help out as much as possible. We just want to go in, appease the spirits and get out.
charm. And I'll give this one to you at a success number 7.
Better at charm. Oh, wait, there's a 1 in there. That's an 11, a 1, and a 4. So that's 1 success at the end.
What are your names?
I
Each
am
guy.
Nathan.
Easy. This is tops.
He types on his Nisi very quickly, but much more than would be a name. And if you want more, that would be a skullduggery check, which if you want to, that's fine. If not, he spends a while.
Oh yeah, I'm so curious. I want to know what he's writing about me. Like,
Go
That's,
ahead and yeah, success number 8, skullduggery.
That
Oh,
is easy.
come on, let's go. Wait, hang on. Hit the button.
This will be fine.
So fine.
You said an 8? I got 2
Yes.
successes.
2 successes. He's
One of them's
definitely
a
take
12. Sorry.
reroll the 12
Ew, okay.
because that's. I'll tell you what that is in a minute.
Rerolling the 12, I got an 8.
So with that, you've got not 2 successes. When you hit that 12, you've got 3. That extra
Ooh.
success to tell whether or not you can make it a 4. You did. You have 4 successes.
Nice.
If you'd rolled underneath, even if you'd rolled a 1, it still would have been 3. If you'd
Awesome.
rolled a 12, you would have just kept rolling.
Cool. Okay, cool. 12s are
So-
awesome.
12s are awesome. 1s suck. So with 4 successes, you can tell he's taking your name, he is taking your descriptions, and he is probably calling this in right now. That there is a group here to cleanse the body, the spirits. And he says, you've got a few minutes. Go on up.
Thank you kindly. And I will lead the way. Sorry. What
Keep a
department?
handle on the raccoon.
Oh, we didn't get your name. Sorry.
Name and badge number, sir.
Lanús.
Lanús. Thank you so much for helping
There
us.
are last names, but I'm not coming up with one.
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting us do this, Lanús. Bye.
As soon as he says we can go, I do not stick around. I scoop up my raccoon and go.
I will hurry after.
So
TJ, I don't believe that we got the room in which our deceased was staying.
Right.
as you're walking, you find very quickly that you did not get the apartment because you go up that second flight of stairs, round a corner, and see a big hole in the wall. Inside that hole is the body itself.
I bet that's it. Just a thought.
I will not argue with that with you.
Found it.
Yes, you did. Well done.
A dark hole yawns in the hallway like a gaping maw. The light from the hall spills within almost grudgingly, revealing a wizened form that might once have been a man. It lays half buried beneath the crumbling brickwork. What little flesh remains is thin and stretched tight across the bones. The remnants of fine robes can be seen, once glorious blue and green material, stained almost black with long crusted blood. Wisps of hair cling from the top of the skull as what remains of this man's face stares accusingly through sunken eye sockets.
Oh, that is.
Can I
Hey.
get a? Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was like, can I get a general description of like what the dude? Actually, ZZ's gonna make a really crude sketch of what the dude looks like. I don't know if that's like an artistic role or anything, because I'm pretty sure ZZ is not.
I won't make you roll for it. Actually, you know what? For the hell of it, go ahead and roll crafting.
Okay. Oh, crafting. Thank God. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Crafting is better than.
While Anisi is sketching this out, I'm going to kind of put on my medical examiner's hat and examine the body for, lividity, like how long it's been in the wall, anything that I can discover about
Medicine
dead.
check.
Yes.
And I would like to look for any physical clues.
Investigation.
Um,
I love how we're splitting this up. It's great.
I know, right? I've got
Uh,
one success.
I don't know what my difficulty thing was, but I got a 6 and an 11.
If I don't tell you, assume it's an 8.
All right. Well, I got one success.
Okay, so because you're doing this like it was a blueprint, like it was a prototype sketch. So the walls and the area around that, that's almost crystal clear. The body itself, you've got the silhouette perfectly. It's the inside bits that are kind of difficult.
This
Like
part-
if you had to, and this body was moved, you could perfectly recreate the chalk outline, but you've literally got like dot line, smiley face, and
squiggly hair and like
yeah,
X's over the eyeballs. Like, yeah.
What's this?
Yes.
All right, come on, you can do it. Oh, it's not showing. It was a gingerbread man.
With your medicine,
Hmm.
it's hard to tell how long it's been. Years, obviously, but literally anybody could tell that looking at it. What strikes you is how clean these stab wounds are.
Hmm.
There's only one thing in the world that makes a mark like this. That's an Anicha blade. And an Anicha blade is essentially a monomolecular blade. They're not illegal, but they are expensive. And they tend to be the kind of thing that you recognize if you're walking around, because even a pocket knife has to have a sheath this big. It's impossible to conceal them because they literally have to be kept electromagnetically suspended to not cut through everything. But this is literally in, out. There are very specific ways Anicha blades cut. Like it melts through flesh, and that's what you're seeing here. It melts without heat because it is just so sharp. Even bone is not necessarily proof against them. And what was your investigation, Kichika?
I got one success.
One success. So with all of with as many times as he was stabbed, he literally couldn't have been killed outside the building. He would have been bleeding too much.
Because the blade, while it cuts so cleanly, it doesn't cauterize.
No. It is just a monomolecular edge.
Is this where he died? Am I like on my blueprint? On my blueprint of this guy, is there like a really bad drawing of like a chalk figure with blood around it?
Not on one success.
Okay.
If you want to know more, you can make an investigation roll yourself.
Sweet, I will do that.
The wall that he was buried in, does it share a side with an apartment?
So this wall looks like it's sort of empty space that he was laid between the support beams, the rebar, what have you. It's a little wide, but that's not altogether unusual with the way Cahokia is built. Natural disasters happen every so often. There are certain things that some buildings from some time periods had for safety features. This was probably just one of them. There might be an apartment building right next to you. There might be an apartment right over here because this way is the stairs.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. So between the two of you, you get, with 3 successes overall, you and Kichika kind of put your heads together and piece out that he was bleeding way too much. as many wounds as this is, there is dried blood in here. But he would have been bleeding like a stuck pig through the hallway. For no one to see him, either the entire building would have had to be in on the conspiracy, or he had to be from the nearest apartment.
Do we see any dried blood leading to that other apartment?
Oh, no. No. This body
Yeah.
was...
Okay.
Nathan can tell you that this body is
years old.
Oh.
So any trace evidence that would have been in the halls and public areas is long gone. But perhaps that apartment there, maybe we should see who resides there now.
Before we move away from the body, can I get a number of can I try and find the number of stab wounds on homeboy or
You absolutely can.
Just start sticking your finger.
Because that will indicate whether it was a crime of passion or
So
if it was...
it's hard to count how many, but
Mm.
you're looking at between 2 and 3 dozen times.
Wow.
Yes.
Jeez.
Somebody did not like this man and made him know that.
If you all want to keep investigating, we had how many minutes did Laneuse say we had?
He just had a couple 5 minutes.
I'm gonna go stand by the stairs. If I hear him coming, I'm gonna just be really loud about it. Okay.
Very good.
I'm gonna go stand lookout and not be like stealthy about it. I'm just gonna stand at the top of the stairs and like just kind of look like I'm waiting.
You can go ahead and make a... Go ahead and make another investigation check.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. That is 2 successes.
So you can already hear that he is on, you can hear him talking to someone. You can't hear exactly what was said, but the other person is talking very loudly and you hear at least, "You did what?"
They're coming. Quick, start preparing a ceremony or something.
I had actually been considering just doing just that, is doing some sort of small general ritual over the corpse, just kind of
Go ahead and make
put
a
him at
ceremony.
rest.
Go ahead and make a ceremony check.
Woo-woo. All right,
While she sets that up, can I look in the nearest apartment?
I'm gonna lean
You-
against the wall and just try to look as natural as possible. Just
yes. You know, your friend's breaking into an apartment, your other friend's conducting a ritual over a dead body, and you've totally seen like dozens of stab
Yeah,
wounds on it.
yeah, we're keeping it in. It's fine.
That's fine.
We're gonna decompress that one later.
Okay, yeah.
One success.
Your brain is all over the place, but you definitely do the forms of your ceremony right. And you think at the very least, however violent their death was, that they were at peace long before you arrived, but every little bit helps. And now, how are you trying to look in the apartment? Uneasy.
I'm I'm letting Tops go in and like syncing up with Tops. Like
It's an apartment. You're inside a hallway. There is a door.
Oh, there is a door. Okay, cool. Is the door I'm gonna check to see if the door is locked, because if it's not, then I'm gonna let Tops break in.
The door is absolutely locked.
Oh, well, then I'll knock on the door.
As you knock, there's a one moment, raspy old voice, and then the door kind of opens ever so slightly. You see a A wrinkled old man kind of poke one eye out. You more Suyata, you constables.
No. I start bouncing up and down in one spot. It's like I really have to use the washroom. Can I go? Can I use yours real quick? Please, 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 please.
Deception check. Success number 8.
Okay. Oh wait, that's the wrong button. Three successes.
Nice.
He rolls his eyes. First door on the left.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And as I like barrel through, I actually go to the washroom. But Tops is gonna just wander through through the apartment.
Hey, both of you here. Hey, you left your rat.
Sorry. Like, he'll
And
just
Kichika, you hear the constable coming up the stairs.
As he walks up, I'm just gonna like wave at him and be like, "Hey, Lanús, how's it going? That's messed up in there."
You don't say.
Yeah, listen, the whole ceremony thing's not for me. I'm just keeping an ey on Zizi.
We are just finishing, and Nizi had to use the restroom, so they asked the nearest apartment. They will be out very shortly.
The old man let you in?
They are very persuasive, it seems.
While
I
I
could have used her an hour ago.
Have you been trying to question him?
He's been resistant. He's not a fan of... Well, I'm not sure he's a fan of anything. He's very old. You know how the elderly can get. I mean, forgive me. I mean that you know that the elders do not like it when their routines are interrupted.
Dear boy, I am only halfway through life, so you do not offend me.
I'm just gonna sidle up next to him and just go like, "Smooth one, Newsy."
I have handcuffs. You know that, right?
Right, and I was just gonna do the same motion, but back over next to me.
But yes, I know the disposition of our elders, and they can be stodgy, for lack of a better word. Though, if I may ask, is there a way we might be able to assist in opening that communication?
If you can get him to talk, if you can find out anything from him, you'll do better than most people who have been here so far.
Very well. Perhaps he would be willing to talk to someone who is not related to the constabulary. I know it can make those who may have had troubled lives not want to talk to those of law enforcement.
It is unfortunate, but reality.
But if we do discover anything, we will be sure to pass it on to you, and hopefully your supervisor will see that you are quite capable by employing alternate means of gathering information.
Private consultants are always welcome.
Then we shan't let you down.
What do
Or
his shoes?
we will do our best anyway.
What do his
Go ahead,
shoes
TT.
look like?
They are very sturdy moccasins.
In good shape.
Not particularly fancy, but well cared for, clearly well worn. Probably due with a new pair sometime soon, but
What were you gonna say? You
no, that was it.
oh, okay.
I was gonna say while I'm in the washroom, I'm not actually going to the washroom. I'm checking my thing,
Yes.
and I was going to have Tops kind of just meander through this dude's apartment as he's yelling at me, and like take a scan of his apartment.
I am going to try and intercede a little bit in that, try to divert his attention and see if he'll open up.
What are you doing? What are you? And
Sir. Oh, sorry.
the door is just slightly cracked still. It looks like he was closing it, but then he realized that there was a raccoon in his apartment. What? Who are you?
Forgive the intrusion, good sir. I am Nathan, life doula.
You a Suyada?
No,
You with the constables?
no. I
What do you
deal
want?
in matters medicinal and spiritual. And
I'm old, but I'm not dead yet.
Damn.
no. I think it'll be a long time before
Actually,
come to
this
be
man
collected.
looks like he is his skin is stretched across his bones like paper. He looks like he is upwards of 130, which is kind of equivalent to 90 for us.
Sure.
He looks like he looks like he's seen many winters and might not get many more. But even while he's standing there, he's shaking ever so often. And
I'm going to gently take his hand. You are not dead yet. When the time comes, however, there is someone, myself, who can be there at your side when
I've never heard of a door-to-door doula.
this is circumstances have brought us together, and I offer
Circumstances, my ass. You don't come to an old man's door without reason.
That is true.
What are you here for?
We are interested in the body that you have across the hall. We believe.
He spits.
Oh, you didn't like him very much, I take it.
Sakari was a greedy, spiteful old man. The miserable old fool hardly ever left this apartment. Maybe once a week to tend to his construction business. He never gave anything back to his community.
So we've heard that he did not have a great reputation. Did he live here then?
Yes. He lived here 10 years ago or so.
And were you here those 10 years ago?
I've been here since I lost my last son to the disease, and I've been here for 40 years. He starts coughing and shakes hard enough that he has to grip a nearby table to actually finish rasping. Go ahead and have your raccoon make an investigation check.
Would you care for some tea? It might help with your cough.
I have tea in the kitchen.
I can make you a special brew if you wish.
I don't trust whatever you've got. I don't need to be floating any more than I have to.
Very well. If that is your wish.
You still haven't answered my question. What are you doing here? And you, pointing at Kichika, stop skulking in my door.
Oh, listen, we're just we're here to do a ceremony for the person.
So you are with the Suyata.
No, not at all. We were just concerned, concerned citizens wanting to make sure that the spirits are appeased, and we wanted to check in with you. I mean, being next door to that sounds awful. Regardless of how you felt about him, I mean that people.
I was not next door. I was across the hall.
Terribly sorry. Across the hall then, regardless, must have been quite a bother. People coming in, knocking, and we're just checking to make sure that you're doing all right.
Yeah, they've been knocking all day long. The constable's coming and telling me that Istya did this thing, that they want to talk to me about him. Istya was a good man, a Natso. He was a healer, you understand. He does nothing but help.
I'm going to use that as an opportunity to slip in into the conversation here. We are actually friends of Icha, and we are trying to clear his name.
He looks you in the eyes.
I'm gonna lean forward and just be like, "Yeah, we're actually fooling the constables over there. They don't know that we're actually working for Istya."
Immediately cracks a smile. Then welcome, please. Close my door.
Of course.
I'm gonna lean back to the constable and just big wave.
Oh no! If the constable is waiting in the hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Someone please get the rat. I will make us some tea.
I'm gonna come out of the bathroom with 3 successes. 2 of them were 12, so I re-rolled.
Nice.
And got 3s after that. So 2 more 3s. So I got, if I did my math right, 5 successes, or do 12s count as 2?
12s count as 2.
Yeah.
And then they automatically count as 2, and then they can count as a third if you get a success.
No,
So
I got 5 then, because I did not get a success.
Damn.
So yeah, as soon as the you come out of the bathroom, Tops has the machinery you've gotten, Tops, it's not the best. You should probably upgrade it soon, and Tops is still a raccoon above everything. So you now have a knowledge of where every single food item in the old man's pantry is.
Good job. I was like, I'm just gonna pat him on the head, good job, buddy.
But you've also got some other information that I will, or rather, there's spots. You can see kind of the diagrams on your Nisi when you're paying attention, but you can also, it's not rendered in words because the raccoon can't talk yet, but it is rendered in, it's translated into words on your Nisi. So if he's looking a long time at, in this case, a particular chair, you get chair on your Nisi. And in this case, you have chair and you have closet. Yeah, chair, closet, and actually, you've also got desk. So we will come back to that in a minute because the old man is still talking, even as you come out. He's making tea. And remind me what... Never mind. I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
He's still going on, specifically about Istya. Even when he was still struggling, when he was still living here, he did everything he could to make people laugh. He helped take care of me when I had no one else, when even the carers had decided that I was beyond saving. He made certain that I got the medicines I needed, and when Sakari disappeared, he made certain I got his apartment. You see, the windows, they face the sun in the morning, and the doctors say the sun helps my condition. Isha still performs for me when I have to stay in the hospital. Every time. Uh, it has its drawbacks, this apartment, you understand. Especially now. You are the third group to come knocking at my door. First, there was the constable Tao attack. Then asking if she could come in and ask me questions. I have no use for her. Not when she comes questioning Ishta. I will hear none of it. About men who used to live in the community, she said. I will not tell her about anyone who lives here. We are family. That is the point. That is what Sakari never understood, but that is still something I will give him even now. Then came Akichiwe, the storyteller, asking if he could come in and have a look around for a story, he said. I know what that means. More of the gossip he spews in the cheesy storyteller. Just a cheap back alley rumor monger, sitting there speaking of things he should not and crowing like he knows so much. I used to be a plumber, you know, back before the Trembles took me. And at this point, he is coming in with a set of tea. He has the pot. He has several cups, enough for everyone. It's steaming. He is shaking as he walks, but he's making it. They called me Mr. Hands, so helpful was I. He gives a slight look towards Nathan and kind of winks. Oh, I could fix anything back then. And not just because of the beautiful people I used to know, eh?
You were quite the romantic, huh?
Back in my day, I was. He puts the tea down and looks at his shaking hands. But no longer, I'm afraid.
May I ask about your condition?
You may.
What ails you?
He will give you the name of a particular disease. It is one that comes with age. It's genetic. There's not a lot that can be done for it. Sunlight helps. Fresh air helps. Certain kinds of tea, one of which is in the teapot, definitely help. But when you get it, you're in kind of pain and you tremble for the rest of your life. Medical technology in Cahokia has come very far, but it still can't fix everything. And honestly, he's already lived much longer than he should with this particular condition.
Would you say that you've led a full life?
I like to think so. I've had I had children long ago. I still have nieces and nephews, but I could not live with them at this point. I've got a niece that's just come of age, if none of you are attached.
Can I don't know. I when he tells me his story about how like he's Mr. Hands and he like used to build things or fix anything. I want to start like drawing up schematics because he's talking about like what helps and what hurts. I'm gonna try and draw up like schematics of gloves that might help him like steady his hands. Is that a medicine or a cybernetics?
For you, it's cybernetics.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make it at a success number 10. Because you are just now like lightning flash.
Yep.
So anything 10, 11, or 12.
Oh, yeah, I don't want that. Okay, yeah. So let's.
I love those flashes of inspiration, you know.
Hang on. I got a 12. So give me a sec. Ah, dang it. Okay, so 2, because I also got a 10, and then so I got a 3 success of 3.
So as you're sitting there and you're talking, before the end of this conversation, you will have what you're pretty sure is very rudimentary. But you put actuators in certain places, and you've got the idea on where to put kind of counterweights, both mechanical and very mechanical, and something that could essentially, before you're done, it looks less like gloves and more like wearable prosthetic hands that cover the others, but you'll have what you think is a very rudimentary sketch of something before the end of this conversation.
Okay, I can work with that.
Almost like an exoskeleton or something that, yeah, like that. So when you moved into this apartment, was there any indication that Zakati had been killed here?
Nothing that I saw.
Do you know when that guy disappeared?
Little over a decade ago was the last time I saw him. Almost a year after that, his apartment went up for grabs again, and everyone in the building, well, not everyone, but several people desired it. I think some people just to spite the old man. I know at least old Bilbus said she wanted to come in and piss on absolutely everything he'd left behind, but she actually might have done it while I went to get groceries. I came back to a foul stench one day, but
Does she still live here? Because I want to, I'd love to meet her.
I'm afraid not. She does not live anywhere any longer.
Dang it.
She has passed on then.
What day was the foul smell on? Because hold on. Storyteller question. Was there a smell to the body?
Actually, surprisingly, no.
Right.
Because by the time you'd gotten there, it was mummified.
Right.
Like the first people to open it would have gotten a big whiff of musk and some old gross. Like if you've ever had rats that have gotten in your walls and didn't get out, they leave a smell, especially after you get in there to fix it. But it didn't smell. It smelled like old dust more than anything by the time you got there.
Right. So when exactly was the foul smell?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I sort of assumed old woman Bilbus just got in here and did her business places, but I could not find it.
Can I like as I'm sketching, because I'm like half paying attention, but I'm mostly focused on the sketch. Can I wander to the chair that Tops found and like kind of sit in it and be like,
You can actually. When you sit down, he gives you a look. Like it is the old man. That is my favorite chair, but he is clearly standing there and enjoying talking. When you sit down, because of your investigation roll earlier, Tops immediately comes over and paws at something on the chair. As you bend down to look at it, you look up from your sketch, and the chair itself is in direct view of the sunlight. Like, it's nighttime now, but you can tell that during the day, this is literally in the middle of the sun. Like, you sit here and just sort of bask in the glow. But as you bend down, you see a very old black ring around one of the legs. You see a few dots on the wood.
Okay.
At the time, I know that many people, including yourself, were not fond of Sakati. Was there anyone in particular who may have aggressive feelings, more than others, against him?
If I gave you a list, it would be a list of everyone who lived here in the building at the time. He was not a pleasant old man. He was nothing like yours truly. It's very clear that in his youth he was more concerned with, well, never mind, but...
was he seeing anyone?
I would be very surprised.
Hey, Grandpa.
Silly question, I know.
It used to be a rumor that he and his business partner were married, but that was just rumors, I think.
Hey, Grandpa.
Nizaka.
Nizaka. Do you have any paper? I'm trying to draw something and I messed up and my eraser broke. Can I check out your desk, please?
Yes, there should be paper in there.
I'm gonna go to the desk that that Tops looked at earlier, and I'm like, while I'm searching for paper, really looking for, like, following up on Tops's.
So as you paw through the desk, again, Tops is sitting there next to you, and he's scrabbling at one of the drawers. You open it, and at first it's nothing. There is paper in there, but Tops is still trying to all but climb into the dresser. And as you get down and you kind of feel around, and stuck up in part of the desk, like it looks like it was closed and never pulled out, you find an old photo. It shows the residents of the community. It's very old. It looks like upwards of a decade. You see a much younger Nizaka. Well, he still looks old because he's still over 100. But you also see, when you saw Ishta earlier, he had a little bit of pudge. He's getting to be, he's about of an age with Nathan. He's got some gray in his hair. This is a much younger Ishta. He's broad. He's very happy. He's got an arm slung around Sakari, who is the only one in the picture not smiling. Sakari, however, is wearing what is obviously an Anicha blade around his waist and has a very distinctive looking Nisi. It is customized to hell and back. It is braided, beaded. It is just everything about the man's outfit shows that he took every opportunity to show his wealth.
I'm going to grab that and, like, an old piece of paper and, like, just like tuck it in and be like, all right, and then go back to sketching my contraption for Nizaka.
You looked like you had a question, Kichika.
Oh, yes. I'm trying to rack my brain. Are there any? Have either of you heard any stories about creatures that may have been able to do something? Because that body, that doesn't look normal to me, anyway. I mean, I'm no doctor.
Well, I have some
Also, a
medical
side
knowledge.
thing to ask the
Oh.
story guide. Would there be like a check that I could make to see if I could remember any stories that may match the?
So that would be a knowledge roll. Do you have any knowledges?
I have knowledge folklore.
Actually, that's perfect. Give me a success number 8 check.
8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, no! The game did not want me to get that. That's 3 failures and 1 critical success. So
So 3 ones.
3 1s and a 12.
Okay, so I will count that 12 for 2 successes, and you've only got 1 critical failure, but that still makes this a critical failure in my book.
Mm-hmm.
You are absolutely convinced that you have heard of this monster before, that this matches exactly a cryptid that's making its way around the Dazo. Basically, you are now convinced that this is native Slenderman
Perfect.
that did this.
I love that.
Like, you could see on Kichika's face, like, they've been kind of like staring off in the distance for a second. And then there's like this look of like, and it's just like,
Actually, if you give me a moment, I will tell you exactly what you think it is.
I was just gonna call it lean gent or something.
Native.
No, there's something that that's made its way around before. You've heard stories of them. They target certain kinds of people, but you don't remember who. Their names are the Mazozug, and they are called those who take apart. They are vicious. They are terrifying. And when they leave a corpse behind, they have left it with its organs arranged in alphabetical order as if they were surgeons. You have kept yourself awake at night reading about these things from the little you can find. And you are now utterly convinced that is what killed this man.
Hey, real quick, Nathan, did you, by any chance, look, it's a hunch. I'm like, I think I've cracked it. The organs of Sakari. Did they seem out of place somehow?
I did not look that closely. I have not dissected him.
Right, but they were like outside of his body, right? Like they were, you know, out.
I imagine they've since decayed and
Or they were out,
Oh.
and the rodents have carried them off.
This still works. This still works. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure that it's a Mazozug. It's basically, it's this thing, right? It goes in and it finds people and it just shreds them apart. And the like telltale sign is that their organs are like arranged in like an alphabetical order, and we wouldn't be able to see that because like it's been years, right? So if it was there and the organs were displayed like that, then we wouldn't be able to tell if they were, because what if rats or something?
Kichika, take a breath.
I'm gonna check the closet while he starts to unravel.
While they go off, you are.
Yes, yeah. While
I'm just saying
while
it could
they
work, right?
The
while
Mazes
they
who got
start their
nothing.
rant, I'm gonna check the closet.
So as soon as you open it, Tops immediately shoots inside. Nizaka looks over. Hey, keep out of there. That's where I keep my clothes and my boots and my. No, don't look at that box. And as soon as Tops literally gets the raccoon grabby hands in and pops the top of a box and all but climbs into it, it's a box of old papers. It's a box of documents. It's a box like most things in Cahokia these days are digital. It just saves on paper. Only the very old or very paranoid tend to keep actual paper around. Books are more common, but like documents, most people aren't worried. If you need a replacement, you can just request it. It's pretty quick. But this is a box of, you're looking at birth certificates, you're looking at IOUs, you're looking at promissory notes, and they're Sakari's.
Uneasy. This is highly inappropriate. We are guests in Nizika's home.
I didn't do it. That was Tops. He's the one who opened it. And these aren't his papers.
What do you mean?
These are Sakari's. They all have Sakari's name on them.
Nizaka?
Wanna explain?
When Sakari left, he left everything behind. I've gotten rid of most of it, but I kept his chair. It's a very comfortable chair. And I think most of us who have had grandparents know that there's that one chair that just doesn't move for years.
Yeah.
But I've kept the desk because it was a very nice desk. And while I emptied it out, I kept his papers behind because I did not want them. I kept them in case he came back for them. If you want to check to see if he's lying, it's a deception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Success number 8.
Try.
I mean, I can do it untrained, so.
You can do it untrained, but remember, you go for the lesser of your related stats.
3 successes over here.
Sorry, what was the success number? 8?
Yeah.
None for me, but no critical failures.
So it's weird, but old people do weird things sometimes.
Sure.
I mean, he could have kept them to be nice. ZZ, nah, he kept it as a trophy. Like, he might have given them back, but after Sakari begged.
Not to call you, not to disrespect my elders, but that I don't understand why you're lying to us, sir.
I am not lying. I am an old man. I kept them because such things are clearly of sentimental value.
Your eye twitches when you lie. Like it did just right there. Yeah.
Nizaka.
You lying to us?
He was an old cuss. I did keep them. I kept them so that I could look at them and remember he is not here. I kept them so that if he did come back, I could make him beg for them. Yes. Sue me.
Very disappointed in you.
Who are you?
It is not a crime of any type, but it would help us clear each shot. If we might be able to take these papers and discover who else might have killed him.
If it will help Ishja, the box is yours.
good because it's already like tucked up underneath my arm at this point.
Okay, bye.
I was like,
We're gonna have to sneak that past Lanús.
I can be sneaky.
It's a box
Yeah.
of paper.
How about, if I may be so bold, that we scan the documents and then allow him to take the box while we follow the leads.
I like that idea. I can do
Anisi can do about what a phone can do, including scanning documents. So,
To Nizaka, I'm like, you cool with that?
if it will help Beastja, I'm cool with about whatever.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down like right where I am with the door open to the closet and everything and just start scanning.
So, while ZZ is awkwardly scanning the documents, and
Is this a receipt?
actually it's an IOU. It is an IOU to Akichiwe from Sakari. Sakari owed Akichiwe a
So
favor.
that old lady.
No. Akichiwe is the storyteller, the back alley rumor monger.
Oh, that's right. The reporter. I put reporter anyway.
Yeah, this is the storyteller.
Right.
Now, while ZZ is ravaging through an old man's documents like a desperate pirate, do we want to take like 5-minute break and go to the bathroom?
Sounds good.
Awesome. See everyone in 5.
All right. Thank you very much.
And transitioning. we're back.
Welcome back to our first episode of Coyote and Crow. We have just watched our players interrogate a poor, harmless little old man. I hope they feel proud of themselves for that.
Hey, the old man lied to us.
I do. I am proud of everything I do.
Good to know.
As I scan all of these
And
IOUs
I'm already realizing
receipts.
and I'm already realizing that I'm way over my head of trying to wrangle these youngsters.
How fortunate that there's just the two of them for now.
So far.
So, as you're sitting there, Nizaka is very awkwardly, tea?
Yes, and I will try to ease the tension, take the tea, and hold him in conversation. And in that, I'm also going to assure him that, again, when the day comes that he needs to pass from this world, I would be happy to offer my services pro bono.
Well, I'm not sure how you would extract money from a corpse, but I'll keep that in mind.
I just mean there would be no.
I mean, aside from taking it out of my wallet, but if I spend it all on drugs and women, then actually, yes, I will need your help. Just give me ample time before the appointment for unrelated reasons.
What? Is this a
Yes,
sex thing?
Yes.
I look at the sketch that I've been doing for him and I'm like, maybe not.
Well,
Crumple the paper.
I certainly haven't availed myself of those kinds of services, but that's not too
A
far.
celebration of life before
Mhm.
death.
I like that
Now-
perspective.
So, if there's nothing else that you want from the old man, you have the box, you have the photo, and you have the blood stains. Although only one of you knows about them.
Talk
Yes.
about it in front of this guy.
Yeah, but we
It's
won't
not
be-
hard to scan and upload the box of documents. After which you give it to Lanús.
Yep.
Mhm.
So he has it in his head. I'm gonna be honest, when I sent you in there, I mostly did it to keep you busy for the other constables to get here and take you to talk to the lieutenant. And now I almost feel bad that there's two constables downstairs waiting to take you in to talk to you. But this is amazing. Thank you very much. Also, there are two constables downstairs, and you need to go to the station with them.
Perhaps that might purchase us a back door.
You're not under arrest, but the lieutenant does want to speak with you.
I think I left my notebook in his apartment. I will be right back. Can I find a back door?
As you
Go out
turn
the
around, as you turn around, Nizaka is right
Mhm.
there, standing in the doorway. You didn't leave anything in here.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Uneasy. It will honestly take much less time to answer the lieutenant's question than to have them hounding us.
I do have a question though. So you said that we are not being held. Is that right? You're not arresting us or anything?
Not currently, no.
I see. And For what specifically do you have? Is there, something that you are looking for? What exactly are we being asked questions about?
The lieutenant is just a bit curious about people who show up and want to look at a dead body and then magically get evidence after speaking to someone who absolutely refused to speak to us earlier.
I mean,
Did
I'm
you
not
pretend
trying to.
you had to pee? Because that's how I got in.
I did not try that, no.
Try that
I-
next time.
Were you working with the constables?
No,
No.
I really had to pee.
Listen,
Ah,
Newsy, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job. You don't tell us how to do our job, right? We came in here, we found something awesome for you.
so you are
And-
working a job.
No, I didn't say that.
That's exactly what you just said.
No, it isn't.
I don't know him.
Did I say that, Neezy?
I'll bet
I'm-
you don't really work for Istra either.
We do, actually. And that is why we are here, Constable, is Ichta asked us to look into this matter so that we can put to rights who actually killed Sakati.
I think you'd better have a talk with the constable.
Very well.
I'll have a Yutsu pick you up.
I'll go, but I'm gonna pout the whole way.
No skin off my back. As you guys are led downstairs, he hands off the box of documents. Look what I found.
Excuse? Absolutely excuse. We found that.
Kichika.
Wait a second. I found that.
Thought we were in teams, Easy.
You called me Zizi. Okay, yeah, we found that.
The two officers are just utterly baffled and leave Lanús to go back inside to guard the dead body. They're like, come with us.
You might want to get a different guy because he would let anybody check out the dead body. Just saying.
Uneasy. That is not.
I immediately go in the direction that where they're pointing, and I'm like, just saying.
So they actually have brought a Yutsu vehicle around for you. Cahokia is big on mass travel. It's big on trains. It's big on a lot of things because there was no gunpowder. There was no combustion engine. Instead, most things run off of magnetism, the vehicles included. There are personal vehicles. Most people don't have one because most people don't really need one. There's an actual efficient public transportation system. You're typically only a 15-minute walk, not counting the Yutsu train ride from just about anything. That's a little exaggerated, but not by much. It might be an hour Yutsu ride in the middle, but it's still like a 15-minute walk to a station and from afterwards. Now, the Suyata, the constables, various people do have access to vehicles. Most of the time they are public service. Some Suyata have them. Some very rich people who enjoy showing off have them. Things like that. Most people don't need them. You are led into one. The constables take you to another district, specifically to away from the lights and fast-paced ambiance of the Nabanamo district. The Matawi district sits in comfortable silence. The dignified air of this place is not diminished in the least by the gentle glow of the city's night lighting. Rather, the rarefied utilitarianism at play in the architecture of this part of the city is thrown into sharper relief by the contrast of darkness and light. Through this shadowed landscape, you walk between the constables, the signs clearly pointing out the offices of the constabulary as you approach.
Sorry,
when
what was
you
the
get-
district
Go ahead.
called?
The Matawi district. When you get to the constabulary, the two constables, one of them takes the box of documents and disappears, as the other one says, "You two wait here, and you," pointing at Neezy, "where are you from?"
Not around here.
"That's what I thought. Come with me, please."
Whoa, hold on a
Oh,
second.
yes, that is highly irregular.
Why?
And
I recognize that accent.
and
And?
what
going
was-
I don't have an accent. You have an accent.
Damn.
Is
I
that or
don't
is
know
that
what you're
not
talking about.
the Dene Republic on your tongue?
It might be.
I would just like to ask you some questions. There is a
not-
body. There is someone from parts unknown. Specifically, a place that Cahokians are not typically fond of traveling to, and that aren't typically fond of traveling to Cahokia. It's a bit suspicious. And I would just like to have a chat.
I just want to clarify that body was a mummy, and dude said it was like 10 years. So, like,
10 years old.
Yeah, I would have been 6
But you know how old it was.
because homeboy
Yeah.
said so. No, wait, hang on.
Nizaka told us that he's been gone for 10 years. Are you accusing my friend of something?
Not currently. I would just like to ask her a few questions. Ask
Are you
them.
arresting? Are you arresting them?
I hope I don't have to.
This young
Mm.
person is barely into maturity. I think it highly irregular, and they should have some elder counsel with them.
Nathan, Kichika, I got this. It's gonna be fine. I'll go with you.
He seems honestly a little taken aback at that. Okay. And he leads you off for questioning.
Yeah, I'ma go.
After a few minutes, and that is where we leave Casper for tonight.
Oh,
I didn't get that. I was fully like ready to fight.
I'm
yeah,
glad.
Yeah.
However, after a few minutes,
Fix this.
Hmm,
you two are approached.
that is the worst thing about the video stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
One moment. I need to fix your camera.
Oh, that's
where are
all
you?
right.
You are here. Let me slowly inch my way over there with this.
Hmm.
I'm fixing it. Don't worry. You can keep going.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, oh no, I'm cut in half.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
what I'm
being cut
fixing.
in half.
I'm fixing it. It's fine. It's
That's what the
fixed.
magician said last time.
Wait, but now
There's
you're
a reason
me.
I'm
Hold
only
on.
upwards.
Okay, I fixed us. No, wait, you're supposed. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hold on
I
a
am in
second.
half and bisected. I don't like it.
I can only. Okay, but you're fixed. But now, I mean,
Oh.
I'm me, but now Winter is Casper, and Winter is a void and part of your shoulder.
Good to know. So,
Anyway, okay.
after a few minutes, the constable who took the documents comes back for you. Lieutenant Towertack would like to speak with you. Would you be so kind as to follow me?
Very
Like
well.
said Lieutenant Taotak, so yeah.
When you enter the office, you see a stocky woman behind the desk. Her hair is pinned to her scalp, long but styled, and she wears her uniform with obvious pride. The constable who followed you says the information, ma'am, the information you've requested has been transferred to your Nisi. It's available at your leisure. She thanks him, and then she turns her attention to you. Now, I just want to know who the fuck you two are. Because, forgive me for being so bold, it's been a hell of a night. I've got a dead body. A mummy. Actually, they probably wouldn't know the word mummy, but actually, no, it would, because they had mummies in South America. A mummy, in fact. And then, before it's any colder than it was when we found it, I get a pile of people just sort of tripping over it. Now, I expected Suya to come stick their noses in. That's their job. I expected maybe even another precinct to come down and, poke around. But I didn't expect a doula and a you. And I don't even know who you are. But you, I remember, I think you helped my sister or my niece. I don't remember. Point is, I just need to know why you were poking around my crime scene. For a start.
It was a favor to a friend and colleague.
Got a name for the friend and colleague?
Someone with undeniable connection to this poor man's demise. And not in a criminal way, I suppose.
That's how you're going to play this, huh? I just want to make sure that's what you're going with. How about you, hot stuff, looking at Kichika?
What about me?
Where were you there tripping over the body?
What are you gonna do with my friend?
Not sure what you mean. She's sitting right here.
We are investigating for a friend.
And I'm going to say this again and give you an opportunity to be honest. Does your friend have a name?
They certainly do.
Yeah, I've got a name. We helped you, and you arrest my friend and question them.
I haven't arrested anyone.
Well, you're calling them in for questioning.
I called you in here.
I'm sorry, I'm referring to Azizi.
I know that, but story guide knows that. Tower Attack doesn't necessarily.
No, our other friend that's your officer outside decided to question because they're from the Dune Republic. Is that a normal habit of the constabulary to just call people in because they have an accent?
It is most assuredly not. Give me a moment. She turns in her chair. She stands up. She walks out of the office. Are you going to do anything while she's gone?
Nope.
She comes back in a few minutes, sits down. I apologize for that. I didn't know about your friend. That is an officer with a personal grudge, and I will see to it that he is disciplined. It's not something I want to make a habit of.
Appreciate your dealing with the issue. And it perhaps
I'll get your friend in here in the next few minutes, I promise. Right now, I've got another officer watching to make sure the interrogation doesn't be unnecessarily hostile. I wouldn't think it would be a problem, but then again, I wouldn't think this would happen to begin with, but there you go. I don't wish to just pull her out, but I will get her in here, none the worse for wear, I promise.
them.
What do the lieutenant's shoes look like?
So the lieutenant's shoes were once very nice. They are a pair of fringed boots that have definitely seen better days. You can still see the beadwork on them. You can still see the patterns, but she's been wearing them for years. She definitely needs a new pair. These are clearly her work boots. But it's also clear that they go through the mud and they go through this and that, and they get worn in the rain and they get worn here and there. Like, they looked very pretty when they were new, but they are no longer new.
Sorry, were there more questions?
I have several actually, but I wanted to assure you about your friend. She should be on her way momentarily.
They, if you will.
My apologies. They will be on their way momentarily.
Thank you.
Now, I really don't like having my time wasted. My officer, Lanús, who is clearly as dumb as a sack of hammers, already said that the old man said that you were working for Ischa. So you can understand why I've got questions about your involvement. I'm willing to listen to a story. I don't want to arrest you. But I can't have you tripping over my crime scene.
A pretty good balance. I didn't trip.
She shoots you a look.
Ichika looks absolutely serious, though I'm laughing at my own joke. Well, I do know your name and you don't know mine, so only be fair to exchange. My name's Kichika.
Hello, Kichika.
And I am Nathan.
Nathan.
Other than that, it seems like we were not bothering your crime scene at all. In fact, we helped you tonight. Seem to have uncovered some things that your officers were incapable of uncovering on their own. I don't see what the problem is.
The problem is we can't have citizens just going about getting involved in things that they're gonna. You didn't hurt the crime scene, but you could have. And then somebody might have gotten away who didn't need to. Or somebody who something could have happened and one of you could have gotten blame. Listen, I can appreciate what you're doing. I'm a fan myself, but we've have the matter well in hand. Obviously, I can't tell you whether Isha is a suspect or not, but I can tell you that it would bring me no pleasure to arrest the man. I've seen him perform twice. The second time from a hospital bed. The man does excellent work, but this is our job. Are you willing to get yourself involved to the point that you might wind up in jail, going before a judge, all of that?
Yes.
She leans back. All right, now I'm going to be honest with you. I did not. Normally, my intimidating stare works better than that. Let me try this again.
Hmm.
Drop it, or I will arrest you. At least until this investigation is concluded.
On what grounds?
Interfering with police investigation.
Hmm. And if we ourselves are investigators?
Are you? Because last I checked, you were a doula.
Hmm.
How about you, Slick? You an investigator?
I'm in between jobs at the moment.
We have made a promise to assist a friend in need and to reveal the truth of this matter. And it seems that your investigation has certainly met a wall through which we were able to punch a hole, whether through circumstance or luck. Perhaps we would be better off working together rather than you simply shutting us down.
Make either a charm or a coercion check. Actually, make a charm check, because that was charm.
Charm is my specialty. Let's hope the dice are nice. Well, I had a 10, but it was countered by a 1.
You got something, Kichika? Because she's not responding right now. She is looking between the pair of you.
Lieutenant, I think I've made it abundantly clear that I don't really like the constabulary very much.
Great lead off.
But never broken any rules. Didn't do anything today that broke any laws. We were there with the permission of your officer. We would have left if he had said to leave. We helped you. We told you the moment we found any information, we handed it off to your officer, who tried to claim that for himself. And in return, our friend gets brought in for questioning, which you tried to resolve. We're simply asking that you allow us to continue within the confines of the law to continue trying to help our friend. We might find things that can help you, and, we'll pass them along.
Go ahead and make either coercion or charm, whichever's better.
That was coercion. That was 100% me trying to be, here's the facts here. They're both the same anyway. It doesn't actually matter. That is, what was the number? Is still
9.
9. Okay, that's what I thought. It might be a little harder. But I did get a 12 on that. So that's 2, and then a 9 on the other one, so 3.
So that's 3 successes. She leans back in her chair, steeples her fingers. I hope that you can appreciate my position here. I am a member of the Constabulary Society. I am someone who has trained to work in this field for my life. This is what I do for society. I am a seeker by nature. But I like what you said about getting to the truth. But at the same time, you're working for Ishtja. So I have to wonder if your loyalty is to a very funny man or the law.
My loyalty is to the truth. If we were to find any damning evidence, it would, of course, be brought to light, and we would be forced to change our perceptions of our friend. Because if nothing else, when we go to transition out of this world, it is the truth that follows us, whether that was made common knowledge or whether it was kept secret. And we are all responsible for that truth, our truth.
What about you, Kichika?
Not the law that concerns me, but justice.
You don't think the law is justice?
The law sometimes fails us.
Well, I mean, I'd argue, but I just had to rescue your friend from an officer's prejudice, so probably should keep my mouth shut on that one. Or I
Seems
should
like
point
you've
out,
been around long enough to recognize that sometimes the law's hands are tied. Sometimes by bad people. I want justice. That's all.
and inviting in vigilantism isn't necessarily the right answer. It's not a moral answer.
So in that, there is, I believe, a solution to that. Is there not deputization that you can enact in order to make us legitimate.
I could bring you on as private consultants. It's definitely me sticking my neck out for you.
Have we not proven that we are capable already?
Proven something, all right. Mostly you've proven you've got the spine to knock back down from something difficult. You spoke to one person and got a lot more than we could, yeah. But like you said at the beginning, that could easily be luck. I don't want you to get hurt. And if you follow this, I'm not the scariest person you're going to meet before the end. By a long shot. And I'd rather have you in jail than rotting in a ditch.
I'd rather rot in a ditch by my own choice than be in a jail against my volition.
So, as she's sitting there, she leans back in her chair, looks at both of you. At this point, we will assume that that Anisi has been brought, and you can see her waiting outside the office. Tops is poking up through the window and just
There
with
they
the tiny
are.
little raccoon hands.
If you will recall what I said about the responsibility that each of us has to our own truth. If we do this, we do it of our own choice, as Kichika mentioned, and we take responsibility for any ill fate that may befall us.
That's well and good, but it doesn't appease my conscience. As she's talking, she's flipped open the top of her Nisi. And after a minute, each of you sees the symbol of the constabulary pop up on your Nisis that says access granted. And yeah, yours
Turning all sorts of big knobs and stuff.
what's a little notification sound for Nathan starts as that, and then starts playing a thunder song instead.
I'm really, really sorry about that.
Me too.
We will not disappoint you.
It's not
And-
disappointing.
Oh.
It's not disappointing me that I'm worried about. It's keep yourself safe. I don't need more bodies.
Very well.
I might have something to say to your friend out there, but for the moment, you can take a few.
Thank you for this trust.
I hope that I don't live to regret it. And I hope that you do. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
It's a good little button. I like it.
All right.
Awesome.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, no, I was just in like full
Full character.
Good. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
So
it's good
ready to
scene,
fight.
good scene. Yeah.
I
It's just
saw.
immediately like, you're gonna do what now?
So, let's do a quick reintroduce ourselves, where they can find us, and then we'll head out. I will go first this time. I've been Logan Boese, your story guide. I can be found at Akitiwe on Twitter, and I can be found at Logan Boese on Instagram, where you can find me a lot more often. Nathan.
Yes, I am Mistress Winter playing Nathan, and you can find me on most socials at gmistresswinter. And I hope to see you all around soon.
Don't actually know if that command works for me, but hi, my name is Bo. I use they them pronouns, and you can find me all over the internet at Dorky Teacher, except for on Twitch, where I am just Dorky Teacher, as you can see in the chat there. Don't forget about all of our friends, Casper, who you can find at WolfGirl2525, I believe, everywhere. And then Jamie as well, who unfortunately could not be here tonight. You can follow her over at Purple Fire Drake, I believe, on Twitter and Instagram. No, just Twitter. Purple Fire Drake.
Yeah.
And with that, I think the only thing left to say is Chinook the Iwagawik, which is Upsalaga for goodbye.
Cybernation Uncensored.